Luffy and his crew make a run for the Sunny, but their situation suddenly takes a turn for the worse. Big Mom, driven mad by her hunger pangs, closes in on the pirates with blinding speed. Wielding the power of 3 fearsome homies, she goes on a rampage that strikes fear into the heart of the entire kingdom.
On the next, One Piece, the Spear of Elbath, Onslaught, the Flying Big Mom. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
With Big Mom hot on their heels, the Straw Hats make a desperate dash toward the seducing woods. Facing a nearly hopeless situation, Nami hatches a clever scheme. Meanwhile, eyes glistening with tears, Pudding reveals her true feelings. Or is it simply another facade?
On the next, One Piece, Pudding's determination, ablaze, the seducing woods. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
Luffy and his allies become lost once again in the seducing woods. As Big Mom and her crew catch up to them, they get pulled into a frantic confrontation. With no time to spare, Nami comes up with a stormy new strategy that's certain to shock her foes.
On the next, One Piece, a lightning counterattack. Nami and Zeus the Thundercloud. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
Big Mom is stopped in her tracks. However, the Straw Hats aren't in the clear quite yet. An unnerving voice echoes deep underground. Meanwhile, Pudding shows a strange new side. She and her sister Chiffon propose an outlandish plan that might just be wild enough to work.
On the next, One Piece, a coincidental reunion. Sanji and the love-struck evil Pudding. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
Two of Big Mom's most formidable children, Katakuri and Perospero, unleash an assault on the Sunny. Chopper and Brook find themselves in a sticky situation as the twisted Candyman encases their bodies in sweets. Will Luffy make it in time to save his friends?
On the next, One Piece, save the Sunny, fighting bravely, Chopper and Brook. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
There once was a man who attained all the riches this world has to offer. His name was Gold Roger, king of the pirates. The last wishes of that man fall on one mink's shoulders who risk everything for the dream of a new world. In order to clear the path for Luffy and his crew, Pedro rolls the dice on a risky gambit.
On the next, One Piece, before the dawn, Pedro, the captain of the Guardians. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
Thanks to Pedro's selfless act, the Sunny is now free. But his final sacrifice may not have been enough. With Big Mom and Katakuri relentlessly on their heels, the gang desperately tries to escape. Thinking on his feet, Luffy pulls a drastic maneuver in order to ensure that Pedro's legacy is not in vain.
On the next, One Piece, I'll be back. Luffy, deadly departure. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
With immeasurable power and speed, combined with observation haki that allows him to see briefly into the future, it's no wonder Katakuri is one of Big Mom's most dangerous generals. To save his friends, Luffy faces off against his most dangerous challenge yet.
On the next, One Piece, the man with the bounty of billion, the strongest sweet general Katakuri. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
The ferocious duel with Katakuri explodes into action, but Luffy can't seem to connect with a single attack. Katakuri matches each of Luffy's techniques effortlessly, winning out in speed and strength alike. Desperate to get the advantage, Luffy prepares to throw a massive punch at his toughest adversary yet.
On the next, One Piece, a hard battle starts. Luffy versus Katakuri. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
While the Sunny is under attack by Brulee's forces, Big Mom catches up to them quickly. Commanding a wave of unimaginable size, the Emperor of the Sea robs Luffy's crew of all hope. Suddenly, Jinbei takes to the helm with one final gamble that may save the Sunny, if only for a moment.
On the next, One Piece, the Green Room, an invincible helmsman Jinbei. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
Katakuri pursues Luffy relentlessly with his deadly Willow Mochi attack. But Luffy's concerns lie with his friends, who need to come up with a new plan to reunite with their captain. Protecting a tiny piece of mirror with his life, Luffy reassures his crew with a smile in the midst of battle.
On the next, One Piece, the threat of the mole, Luffy's silent fight. gonna be king